Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fifth podcast of Soulful Thoughts from Ireland. Each week, I am weaving new soul stories with the times we are currently living in and this grand pilgrimage of life and death that we are all on. Today, the face of loneliness. I have been here almost 7 weeks now. When I arrived, everything was already closed, except supermarkets and gas stations, or more accurately, petrol stations. For almost 6 weeks, we have been on total lockdown. That is, we have been confined to 1 mile within our house, unless traveling for food or emergency. As of yesterday, that was extended to 3 miles. Oh, yippee! Freedom! The Garda, the police, are out on the roads with roadblocks, checking vehicles and your purpose of travel. They have the official capacity to arrest you if needed. They began with a soft approach. That is, asking you to turn around and go home if you were beyond your mile limit and not on essential travel. Only if you resisted or did not answer their questions could they enforce this greater authority granted to them. However, as time has rolled on, there have now been quite a number of arrests made. Some are crying police state. Some are getting fed up and trying their luck at going further afield, no matter what. But most are complying. Loneliness is showing its face to me. The people I was looking forward to meeting and connecting with here, I simply can't. The lively Irish way of life with its music and garrulous, friendly conversation is silent. I miss my mum, I miss my sister, both deceased for a number of years now. But every time I feel myself missing them, I also feel them right here with me, with their smiling faces and encouraging words. Yet there is something about the physical which is inordinately rich. Like our bodies are communicating with a whole other language to one another, which of course they are, often with a language much more subtle and honest than our words. The other day, I saw 2 lambs. They were twins, and they are curled together in the field. One was gently stroking the other with its head. The one being stroked was in pure ecstasy, its face raised to the sky, and such a look of sweet contentment. It was a physical balm of love. I soaked it up as much as I could into my body and took it home with me. Ordinarily, I do live a semi-hermit life, much like we are being asked to live now, with a few greater extensions, of course. However, even for me, this is becoming terribly lonesome at times. And then it passes. Loneliness, though, is no stranger to me. It began when I came to this earth. I was somewhat perplexed, to put it mildly, at the often brutal and cruel nature that seemed to erupt from human beings. Something within my being was not prepared for this. And so I sought refuge in being alone. It became my place of safety, and eventually my identity, and belief that this is who I was. And it is, and it is not, both and. In the Jewish mystical tradition, it is understood that we come to this earth, each and every one of us, with a very special task of restoring some piece of humanity back into its loving wholeness. What is loving and whole about loneliness? Nothing. Here is my special task. Looking deeper into this loneliness that I experienced when young, I saw that I also developed a natural aloneness, an ability to sit and simply be in the hayshed alone, to sit and sing songs alone to the spirits of the trees up the farm, to lie alone on my back on the grass and watch the clouds go by on a summer day. These were perfectly happy alone moments, which naturally and easily developed into mystic openings of the soul. Yet deep within my core, there were places that were not open, that had not experienced the sweet light of life, nor had they been turned towards love. These places were dark, sad, and fearful. This is where loneliness, the sister of mystic aloneness, lived. Yeshua, the Aramaic name for Jesus, says in the Gospel of Thomas, "Split the wood, and I am there. Turn over the stone, and there you will find me." I did not want to split the wood of my guarded feelings, nor turn over the stone of loneliness, because I was afraid of what I might find. We all know that all sorts of unpleasant creatures live in these dark places. And yet, here is Yeshua saying, "And I am there too." Over the years, all sorts of feelings and healing have come forward from that wood that I split with Yeshua. The Divine Mother has held my hand as we overturned numerous stones together and welcomed the creatures of the night back into life. And Magdalene, too, she who is the healer of the feminine in both women and men, has danced me back into existence around the mystic flames of restored love. But here I am now, in my cottage, alone, taking walks alone, cooking and eating alone, reading and watching the occasional movie, well, just one actually, alone. My mystic aloneness is slowly being worn down, and her sister, loneliness, is rising. And with that rising, sadness decided to come along for a visit as well. You know that sadness of grief. Heavy, sighing, uninspired. It is not new to me, or to any of us. We all know that feeling and usually run from it as quick as we can, filling up our time with something, anything, so that we don't have to entertain her or him again. None of us like that sadness, stone upturned. But upturned it was. I came to Magdalene and she worked her shamanic healing magic as she always does when we simply ask. She reveals, then she heals. And so she and I have been dancing together in this way, me providing the spaciousness and the prayer of asking, she providing all manner of healing as is needed. Sometimes she bathes me so gently, washing away that which has caused such deep pain. Other times a power comes over my soul as she is exorcising old, long ago demons. I trust her, and she trusts me. Why does she trust me? She trusts that my desire for healing is true. She trusts that I will do my best not to go back to the village. That is, that I will use my will to live in a new way. She trusts that I want to love loneliness back into wholeness, not only just for me, but for all people, for so many in our world living under that very stone of loneliness. And even while this journey with Magdalene goes on, so do all the moments of intimate communion with the land, the moments of pure joy and wonder pulsing through my body, both and. Loneliness and mystic aloneness. Two sisters, now joining hands. One is not good and one is not bad. The threshold where they meet is birthing forth a third sister, she who is called appreciation. Loneliness is revealing her appreciation for the beautiful human people, even when they are cruel in her eyes. Mystic aloneness is feeling appreciation rise from the very ground of her being in ever deeper ways than before for this life. And appreciation herself is marveling at how wonderful and loving human beings are, given all that they have lived through and all that they are currently living through. The three sisters together, loving each other back into wholeness and love. Whenever opposites collide in our world, there seems to be a natural expectation of conflict and separation, where sides are rigidly taken and with no room for deeper exploration of one another. And yet they are so close in nature. Why not see what is waiting to be birthed from the in-between, the threshold where these opposites meet? And using our time wisely, may we be willing to upturn stones and split wood, and ask for help and healing. It is right there. Whoever you turn to in those dark nights, they are there for you. Do you trust this? Do you trust your own self? Do you desire to heal? And so, as always, the choice is ours. Well, that is apart from this infernal lockdown. Well, that's it for this week, folks. I look forward to journeying with you again next Thursday with Soulful Thoughts from Ireland. And I would like to invite all those who are called to join myself in a sweet and supportive community in my last class for a while to come, where we are exploring coming into your steadfast nature. We will explore what it means to be steadfast in these times, open to the feminine healing energies of Magdalene and the masculine steadfastness of Yeshua. We will enter into healing sounds, releasing all our anxieties that have been quietly or not so quietly building, and enter into a natural rhythm and prayerful engagement with life. Please check the website meghan.life or the sanctuaryofsophia.life for more information. Wishing you all good health, good healing, and steadfastness of spirit. Shalom.